Hey everybody, welcome to character modeling. That's right, welcome to character modeling. Hope everybody's having a great week this week. Just thought I'd give everybody a heads up, see how you're all doing this week. Hope everything's going well. So just to let everybody know, just finishing up, I'm taking a look at your assignments this week. Should have them by Wednesday as best I can. I'll also post them in a discussion post. For some reason mine didn't get posted last week, but I'll refix that again. Also, the audio is having issues with the announcement, so please let me know if they're still having issues. Hopefully I fixed it and everything's okay. I checked the recording; they seem to be working fine. So I don't know what's going on with that, but hang on a sec. Maybe it's this. Yeah, that's right. That'd probably be it. Let's try this now. Okay. So maybe this was the reason. I was like maybe on mute or something like that, but that was probably the reason. But yeah, welcome to character modeling. Welcome to week 3. That's right. We're fourth of the week through the course, quarter of the way through. So a lot of good things. Checked out your first week's assignments. They came out pretty good. I'm gonna take a look at your week 2 assignments. But let's get into it. So yeah, this week we're gonna be taking a look at male versus female anatomy. What are the differences and how they kind of apply with your characters and how they should work. So no matter what is the same between male and female anatomy? So the funny thing about it is there's actually a unit of measurement that is the same for both male and women and females. So if you actually take the size of your head and your actual head, most humans, if not all humans, are about 7.5 heads tall. So technically, if you took your head and like stacked it on top of each other, that's how tall you are. And most usually end up in 7.5 of their heads. So that's about the same. And this is the same for most men and women. The only difference is just like a slight variation of like weight and height and how that plays a part. But mostly it's pretty on point. And that's usually the same with it. Now, there are some differences overall. Women are a little bit smaller than men with finer bone and muscle structures. They're generally depicted softer and smoother lines than of a male character where they're more angular. Another thing to keep in mind with is the widest point of a man is at the shoulders, but at the woman, it's more toward the hips. And this gives the male torso an overall triangular shape from the shoulder to the shoulder into the groin. Now, due to the ability to bear children, the abdomen of a woman is structured differently than that of a man, so they're going to be a little bit wider down toward the hips and the legs. Now, women have a narrow rib cage, but this is so that the pelvis is wider and the abdominal muscles will split when a woman is pregnant. Note, a lot of things that differ between a man and a woman is due to the fact of childbirth, and that's a huge thing. And naturally, females have a higher percentage of body fat than male, and this is again due to the combination of pregnancy, which means why women are generally drawn physically softer and more curves than men. And so a lot of times you see the torsos in 2 different shapes. You see the upside down triangle for men versus a pear shape for women, and that's something to keep in mind with. Now, there are some tips for drawing between male and females. Men tend to be more angular, especially in the edges and the chins, the lips, and the ears. You can see it right here with how they're kind of built and how the brow is pronounced. The brow is much more structured out, and the top of the head has edges and angles as well, and much more defined. That's really the big thing. Where females are a little bit more rounded, that's another thing, and more softer. It tends to focus on curves, and this is seen in the lips, chin, and ears, much like in a male. Top of the head has curves and smoother definition as well, and features are meant to show feminism a little bit more due to curves. And the brow is less pronounced, much like a man where it's like very structured and the eyebrows are very pushed forward. Female's a little bit different. Female's a little bit rounder and edged out more. It's not as like forward. That's a big thing to keep in mind with. Now, what if your character is not really male or is not really human? How do you apply that? Well, you can still apply that concept that they're male or female just by some of the structures that they have. For example, if you look at Gloria from was it Madagascar? She may be a hippo, but her features are very rounded and very hourglass figure, much like a female. You can see this a lot with a lot of the female characters as well, how they're shaped compared to some of the men, where they're more angular, like obviously Goliath and the Gargoyles. That's a very angular style look. Grimm, even from a cartoon character, he's male, but they're much more angular. The only one that probably gets away with more of like a rounded feature in a way is probably Gonzo from like Muppet Babies, but in reality, even if they're a little bit heavier, you can still see that upper torso where the legs are very thin and they're angular as well. So that's something to keep in mind with. But you can still see male qualities in each one of these and female as well. You can add them to your cartoon style character to make them more defined to their personalities and everything. Much like Tough, I forget the Tough Gummy Bear, but he's very angled. You can see how he looks from this angle, from then on out. But yeah, that's a lot to really ask about that. And yeah, you can see male and female features added to a lot of the characters, and that's a big thing to look into. Now, that's something you might want to apply to your own characters. That's something to keep in mind with, and that can help you out go a long way. That's a big thing. But yeah, let's go over your assignments real quick. So yes, I have a lot of stuff this week. A lot of stuff. So yeah, this week, obviously for Sunday, your course project's due on Sunday. It's the second pass of your character bus, so this is part 2. I'm looking for about 60 to 70% done. I'd like to see the whole head model done. And a lot of the facial features carved out, but in the last part for the week should be like reserved for like eyes, ears, and just some fine-tunement. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I should see most of the face pretty much done and the character bus done from here. That's a big thing. 2 views. You don't need the project file. Looking for a front and a side view or a front and rear view. Both work pretty well, so that'd be good. Now, for your discussion post, your initial post due on Tuesday. Your reply post is due on Saturday. So I'd like you for your initial post, I'd like you to internet search 2 images. Find a close-up of a person's face and a full shot of a person's body. Now, they don't have to be the same person, but if you want to, you can. That displays some opposite gender markers. So you can use the same person from a close-up to the full body, but I'd like you to at least with a few sentences for each picture, I like you to describe of the person that holds the opposite gender's features and what features they show, and can you give descriptions about it with examples and really go into detail. I'd like to see at least a paragraph for each image would be great. So I'd like you for a close-up of the person, post 1 image of a close-up with your chosen individual, and I'd like you to have a paragraph of explanation as to what features look masculine or feminine that are opposite from the main feature, the main gender itself. That's really the big thing. And you're going to do a full shot of the same person or somebody else. It's up to you. There's no difference. And then for your reply post, I'd like you to agree or disagree. Add your arguments of debate with your other classmate and see how that works with that. So that'd be good. Very cool. All right, and that's pretty much it. Your reply post due on Saturday. Your initial post due on Tuesday. So if you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, thanks for being amazing. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for this week. Just a quick, easy introduction to the week. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Other than that, be safe, have fun, enjoy. If you need anything, I'm always here for you. Other than that, that's all I got. So have a good week. I'll keep checking in every day, and let me know if you need anything. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.